Hello students, today we will discuss our second part of the chapter Carbon and its compound. This chapter is of class 10th. In our previous classes we had discussed what is the versatile nature of carbon and how the carbon is very friendly with the other element and it forms a large number of compound. Because of this nature and because of this large number of organic compound, we just take them, keep them in a separate branch of chemistry, that is your organic chemistry. So at first the term comes hydrocarbon. All those compounds which are made up of carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbon. So the second thing, as we had discussed, in the covalent bond, there is a sharing of pair of electrons by the two atoms. These shared pair can be one pair of electron, two pair of electron, or three pair of electron. If they share, in case of covalent bond, if they share only one pair of electron, then it is known as a single bond. Single bond in which only one pair of electron. Why there is a word pair? Because one atom can come from one electron come from one atom and second electron come from second atom. So there is a pair of two electrons. So we call one pair. Okay. If the shared number is two pair of electron, then it is known as your double bond. And if in the same way, if it is three pair of electron, then it is your triple bond. Triple bond. So you can just see how the pairing of or how the sharing of number of pair of electron decide the valency of this or the number of bonds, single bond, double bond, so on. In case of the hydrocarbons, okay, the carbon is linked with the carbon, it forms the chain or any we have discussed branch chain. This carbon, if all the carbon atoms, the carbon which are present in the skeleton, then if all the carbon atoms are joined by the single bond, then this compound is termed as saturated compound. Saturated compound. Because the all valency of the electron, as the carbon is tetravalent, okay, so all valency is satisfied. If I am just talking about the simple compound, hydrocarbon, I am satisfying all the valency with H, whichever is left. So if it is your compound, all the bonds in carbon is single bond, so it is your saturated bond, saturated compound. At the same time, if the bond between any of the bond between carbon and carbon is double or triple bond, clear? Any of the bond means it can have so many of carbon, but one or two or so many, if but at least one we need. If it is having double bond or single bond, then these compounds are known as unsaturated compound. Unsaturated compound. So it was the first thing, it is the second thing. As the first term we had discussed the hydrocarbon, then the second saturated and unsaturated carbon compound. If we talk about the chemical nature of them, both of them, then as the whole valency of the carbon in case of the saturated compound is satisfied by the single bond. So in comparison to this, it is less reactive. But as there is a chance that it can break and join with the other atom. So it is more reactive than the saturated carbon. Okay, so I have just presented one group. What we have to do when we want to draw the structure like this, after this we have to satisfy all the valency with the hydrogen. So you can see now your compound is complete in this way. At first we have to draw the skeleton, and then the remaining valency is satisfied by the hydrogen atom. So it was the unsaturated and saturated hydrocarbons. Now the next topic about the branched, and as we have seen that branched structure, it can have the cyclic structure also, it can have linear structure. So let's say because of this variety, there is a next term comes in the picture is the structural isomers. Let's see what is this. Suppose you are taking a compound having the carbon number 4. Okay, it's your next topic. We had it is your at first we have seen the saturated and unsaturated, and then it is, now we are talking about the structural isomer. What is this? Let us take an example of the 4 carbon atom. Okay, now it is a saturated carbon, hydrocarbon. Now we will satisfy all valency with the hydrogen whichever is left over. So this one, it is your butane. Now think, can you represent in it different way? Let's try. 1, 2. If it is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then what it can be actually, or 1, 2, 3. Clear? Now you will just see how many carbons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, this you can just see. So the formula is same here also, C4H10, here also C4H10. What is the difference between these two? It is only that although they have the same formula, chemical formula, but they have the different structure. So these are structural isomers. So it was our third term which we had discussed. It is structural isomer. Now let's see ring structure of carbon compound. Let's try. As we know in geometry, we need at least 3 points to make a closed ring, so that we can make a triangle. Exactly in same way, here we also need at least 3 carbon compound so that we can get the ring structure. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. If we join them in this, so it is cyclopropane. You can satisfy the remaining valencies with hydrogen now. Exactly in same way, a very popular compound which is your benzene. It is very important. So it is ring-like structure. You can see how the carbon show the versatility in case of in making the carbon in making the compounds. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Clear? Alternately it have double bonds. Then it is satisfied by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see one hydrogen atom attached with each hetero atoms. if the valency of carbon atom, as we know, it is satisfied, we used to satisfy it with hydrogen atom. If hydrogen get replaced or substituted by any other element, okay, like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, all the halogens mainly your chlorine, bromine, iodine, okay, and sometime it is fluorine also. And if we talk about the metals, it may be lithium, magnesium. So if it is replaced, hydrogen get replaced by all these elements, then they show the particular type of, you will say, a special chemical property. Okay, these atoms are known as your heteroatom. Now let's see, suppose it is your carbon, okay, clear, and it get replaced by ONH, hydroxyl group, clear, and this and then it is satisfied with this all the hydrogen, but one hydrogen is you will see the replaced by the OH, clear, then this will show the property of alcohol, clear. Exactly, if we are just changing the number, then also it is a property of alcohol. If again, so regardless of the length of the carbon chain, these heteroatoms having the particular or a special property. Because of this, we call them as a functional group. Functional group, because their function doesn't depend upon the length of the carbon chain. This functional group or its function is basically depend upon these heteroatom which was replaced, the hydrogen got replaced by which atom, that was a heteroatom, and because of these it is known as your functional group. Let's see some example also. And there is a image which is just on your screen, you can see. So we are just writing like group. If you talk, if it is halogen, okay, halogen, it may be chlorine or bromine or anything, then how will it just, it is like that, this particular line is showing the valency of that one. Let me make one example. If it is your methane, then ethane, I had just added one chlorine, so it is chloroethane. Now satisfy remaining valency with hydrogen, so it is your chloroethane. Okay, you can also make the chloromethane, and we will see in the you will see it in homologous series also. Then let's see the second, oxygen. If your heteroatom is oxygen, this may be like alcohol, as I have shown you, it is OH. Then if it is like aldehyde, then we will present it COH. Carbon have the 4 valency, 2 valency satisfied by oxygen, 1 by hydrogen, and the one to which the carbon chain will join. Let me make, if it is your carbon ring, okay, and I had attached this aldehyde group here, so it is your 1 2 3 4 butane aldehyde, okay. So, or butanol we actually call this. If it is ketone, then how it is? It is like this, 2 valency will be free. And same way it can be carboxylic group. Carboxylic group. What is this? C double bond O OH. Okay, you can see. So these are some of the examples how the heteroatoms acts as the functional group and decide the, you will say, the special chemical properties of that compound. And this chemical property doesn't change if there is the same functional group present in two or more than two, or you will say if the same functional group is present in so many of the carbon compound, then their chemical property doesn't change. Okay, so it was. Now our next topic of this part is homologous series. Homologous series. I had met the chloroethane, then I talked that it can be the chloropropane, chlorobutane. So first thing, what you should know, there is a particular name provided for. If there is one carbon, then it is known as meth. Carbon 2, if number of carbon is 2, then it is eth. If 3, it is prop. Wherever you will see, you will use these words. If carbon numbers, there are 4 carbon, then it is but. If it is 5, then pent. And if it is 6, it is hex. If it is 7, then it is hept. If it is 8, it is oct. If it is 9, then it is nona. And if it is 10, it is deca. So it is very important so that we can make the chloromethane, chloroethane, chloropropane by changing the number of the carbon, but the functional group will be changed same. So the property of chemical nature or the chemical property will remain same. So what is the homologous series? Homologous series is the number of compound or the series of carbon compound in which the functional group remains same but the number of carbon changes. So in this field there is particular, you will see the 3 terms: alkane, alkene and alkyne. Okay, alkyne. In case of alkane, it is the saturated carbon, so it is single bond, and it is double bond, it is triple bond. Okay, so in case of alkane, it is your methane, only 1 carbon. Clear? Now let me take 2 carbon. At first you will draw the 2 structure, 2 carbon in this way, and then you will satisfy the whole valency with the hydrogen. It is your second step. So what is this? It is your ethane. In the same way, if we want to make the propane, the 3 carbon, hydrogen will be satisfied in this way. Now you can see, okay, CH4, then it is methane, methane, alkane, so ane, it is a suffix. Then it is C6, sorry, C2H6. Then here it is, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see the C3H8. Now you can see one more thing. If we comes step by step, or the just next one in the homologous series, the compound which is next one in the homologous series is differed by the CH2 with the next one. Okay, so CH4, now C2H6, C216 and the H2. So it differ only by CH2. Now in case of the alkene, as I have talked, it is having the double bond, but double bond will only possible when there is 2 atoms. So you will not see the methane because there is only 1 carbon. For this we start from eth. It is your carbon, the double bond, then only 2 valencies left. It is So it is a first alkene, it is known as ethene. Then we can also draw propene in this way. H, here 1 2 3 only H, and 1 H will be here, here the 3 H. It is your propene. In this way we can see ethene, alkene, alkene. Now it is alkyne. What will be here? Clear? Three bond or the triple bond, only one valency left. It is C2H2. Here it was C2H4, and here it is C3H1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so what is the difference? You can again see CH2 exactly in same way. If it is 3, then 1, there will be no, there it is 1 2 3 4 C3H4. Again the difference is CH2. So in the homologous series, the next one will have the difference of only CH2 compound or CH2 number with the previous one or previous compound. So if we want to derive the formula of alkane, alkyne, we get CnH2n plus 2 for alkane. Okay. For alkene it is CnH2n, and for alkyne it is CnH2n minus 2. Now you can see how much they are unsaturated in comparison to this alkane. Because of this unsaturation, they want to fulfill their valency and they are more reactive. Let's prove it. In case of the, as we know, in case of ethane it is C2H6. If we put the number C2, means if we take the carbon n is equal to 2, then what will be C2H2n plus 2? 2 into 2, 4. Okay, so C2H4 plus 2, it is C2H6, which is your ethane. Let's do it in this ethene case. C2, okay, and where n I have taken 2. So C2H2 into 2. What is the C2H4? You can see it is your ethene. Let's see the alkyne. Formula is CnH2n minus 2. The number of carbon we are taking, n is equal to 2. So C2H2 into 2 minus 2. What it will be? C2H4 minus 2, C2H2, and this C2H2 your acetylene. Okay, so it was all about the alkane, alkyne. We had proved this formula is implemented here. Now as the, you can see the number of, in case of the homologous series, functional group doesn't change, but what is going to be changed? The number of carbon in this chain. Okay, because of as the number of carbon increases in the change, the chemical property doesn't change, but the physical property changes, like the melting point, boiling point, and solubility, which is directly proportional to the number of carbon chain. Means as the homologous series, as the number of carbon chain increases, this also increases. So in this second part, we had discussed some important topics or important terms of this chapter, which was like, if we just recall all those, These were at the first hydrocarbon, then saturated, unsaturated hydrocarbons, then the branched and closed ring, then branched structure and the closed ring structure of carbon, the structural compound or structural isomers, heteroatoms, example of heteroatoms, and the functional group, and at last the homologous series, in which alkane, alkene, alkyne we had discussed in detail. So it was a second part. In our next part we will discuss about the nomenclature of the compound, carbon compound. I hope this class will help you to understand this chapter. Thank you very much.